Hi everyone. So I finally get to talk about the little decased Caddx Vista along with the Nebula that I've done a couple of posts about. And so altogether, this digital video system weighs only about 18 grams, including the little linear antenna. So that's pretty nice. And before I get to the decased Vista, I'll just talk a little bit about the components here. So this is the AirBlade EX Ultralight frame. It's a very lightweight 3-inch frame. And I have here the HGLRC Zeus35 all-in-one. It's a little bit overkill for this. You can run up to 6S on this. However, it fits great in the space, and it is a good all-in-one board for sure. And then these motors, these are just some cheap Eachine 1105 5200 kV motors, which were originally on my Eachine Twig. And then these props are HQProp 3x2.5 tri-blades. And it's the first time I was trying these props out, and these are really nice today, really smooth, really quiet. And then on the top here, there's a Crossfire Nano RX, and then here you can just see the little mini Mortal T kind of stuck in the middle there. Got plenty of range with that, no issues. Oh, and then also just to protect the top of the camera, I designed just this little 3D printed sort of helmet. Now it's not really camera protection, but what it does do is if the lens is not the first thing that hits, it's that little top part that hits first, so that's the point of that. Not really camera protection, but just to at least provide some minimal protection in case it rolls over, and even though I don't do turtle mode, it probably would help with turtling as well. So anyway, so let's talk a little bit about decasing the Vista, which was quite a breeze actually, and thanks to Nick FPV for showing that there's really nothing to it. You just remove the screws from the outside, and then maybe you have to get a little hobby knife or something under there to start the process of peeling off the top and bottom plates, because the thermal paste is kind of holding everything. But once you get the pulling apart started, it just comes away pretty easily, and then you do want to probably clean off a lot of that thermal paste because you don't need most of it. And this is what the pieces look like that I was able to remove. I removed 3 pieces altogether, the top and the bottom plate, and then this one, there was another piece in the middle which I took out, and then there's one more metal plate in there which I left in because that's the plate that actually screws in the little bracket that holds the camera connector down, and I think you kind of need that, so I left that in. That's okay. I don't mind leaving in at least that one. And then because this little middle plate is removed, I had to put in little spacers. You might be able to see here is a blue one, so it's basically just like some little grommets that are for like isolating flight stacks. They just cut a few of those down, and you have to put those in each of the 4 corners on the 20x20 just to make sure the top stays level. It makes it a more secure and probably better installation altogether, so you definitely want to put those things in there. Other than that, it's a pretty straightforward installation. It doesn't take up that much weight. Oh, and then this thing altogether weighs about 87 grams. It was 85, but then I added this little helmet, and now it's up to about 87 grams, so still super light. And then this this is 87 grams, and then the battery here that I was flying with today is another 42 grams, so 87 plus 42. What's 80 plus 20? So it's like 129 grams, right? That's pretty light. It's still pretty good. And then so the components that I removed here altogether weigh about, I think about 7 grams for the top plate, the bottom plate, and then some of the thermal paste and the screws. And then a middle plate that comes in, I don't know if you can read it, 7.16 grams. So if you have a Vista and you want to save about 7 grams, you can just take this stuff off. And I was flying it today at 200 milliwatts, and you know, for the range that I fly and the distance that I fly, 200 milliwatts is absolutely fine, and this thing wasn't even that warm when it came down, so totally great. And people have been saying that they are running theirs without a case at 700 milliwatts, and I believe them, so I think if you ran this at 500 milliwatts, you'd be totally safe. Just might as well just start there. So now let me just show you some of the flight footage, and I'll do a little bit of narration over that. Okay, so about to take off here. Now I think in a couple of my posts I said I was really waiting for a sunny day. Well, I kind of had to give up on that because the sunny day just wasn't coming, and I had committed to this day to go flying, so I decided I would just go anyway because whether it was sunny or not wouldn't affect the flying performance. So here it is, and you know what? I had some high expectations for how this would perform, and I have to say it completely lived up to them. I was really, really happy with this. It felt light in the air, you know, effortless. It just went exactly where I wanted it to, and also on top of that, it was super smooth, super quiet. You could barely hear the thing even on a full punch out. So really, really happy with the flying performance, and just also using this, having this kind of lightweight digital system, I think is new to me. By taking the case off the Vista, now you're really getting it down to like a really nice weight, and the performance of this was just fantastic to me. Couldn't be happier with this. So yeah, I think I'll just let this keep playing. I think it was about a 3.5, as always, like a 3.5, 4-minute flight. But this battery, I did not charge up to high voltage. I only charged it up to 4.2, so if I charged it up to high voltage, I'd probably get another 30 seconds to maybe even up to a minute more flight time with that. But even as it is, I was happy with this flight time and the performance. And yeah, I think if you want to do this to your Vista and save about 7 grams, I think I can recommend it. It works great as long as you can have something to mount it in. 20x20 is easier than toothpick mounting, let's say. But if you have the appropriate frame, I think it's not a bad idea at all, and you get really really nice, light, powerful quad building it like this. So anyway, that's it for now. Thanks for watching, and I hope to see you next time.